How did I turn my teacher's cheating accusation against him before graduation? Senior year, 2 weeks before graduation, I was ranked #1 in my class. Valedictorian, full scholarship to state. My mom cried when the letter came. She'd raised 3 of us alone, cleaning offices at night. This was supposed to be the payoff. Then Mr. Holloway decided I'd cheated. Holloway taught AP Government, and he had a favorite, Colton, the booster club president's son, who'd never cracked a C in his life, but somehow always stayed in Holloway's good graces. Our final counted for half the grade. I studied for a month. The morning of the exam, I did what I always do, the thing my grandfather drilled into me before he passed. I wrote the start time at the top of my paper, 8:02, and when I finished, I wrote the end time, 8:41, and walked it to the front. Always timestamp your work, he used to say, so nobody can ever rewrite your story for you. I turned mine in first. Colton was still hunched over his when I left. 3 days later, I got pulled out of class. Holloway was waiting in the office with the vice principal, arms crossed, looking pleased with himself. He slid 2 exams across the table. Mine and Colton's. Nearly identical answers, he said. Same phrasing, same examples, same mistakes. One of you copied the other. My stomach dropped. I didn't copy anyone, I said. Holloway smiled. They always say that. He'd already decided. Automatic 0, failing grade, which meant I'd fail the class, lose valedictorian, lose the scholarship, and walk no stage in 2 weeks. The vice principal looked uncomfortable, but said the integrity board would review it at Friday's senior assembly in front of the whole grade. Holloway insisted on that part. He wanted to make an example of me. That night, I didn't cry. I got angry, and then I got to work. Here's what Holloway didn't know. Our school stamped every final through the front office submission log. You signed your exam in, and the secretary marked the exact time it hit the desk. An old policy nobody thought about. I'd watched her do it for 4 years. So the next morning, before first period, I asked Mrs. Abbott for a copy of Friday's log. I'm allowed, I told her. It's my own record. She printed it without blinking. There it was. My exam stamped 8:43. Colton's stamped 9:17. 34 minutes after mine. I couldn't have copied a paper still being written when mine was already turned in. The copying ran the other way. But I didn't stop there. I pulled my actual exam from the stack Holloway had left photocopied on the office counter, and there in the corner was my own handwriting. 8:02 start, 8:41 end. My grandfather's habit. Time stamped twice over, by me and by the school. Then I found the part that turned my stomach. Colton's matching answers included a quote I'd written, a line from a court case we never covered, one I'd only found because I read 3 chapters ahead. It wasn't anywhere in the section Holloway assigned. Colton couldn't have written that on his own, and Holloway, grading both papers side by side, had to have seen which came in first. He didn't accuse the wrong student by mistake. He picked the one without a booster club dad to protect. Friday came. The gym was packed. Seniors, teachers, parents in folding chairs, the integrity board at a long table up front. Holloway stood when they called my case, practically glowing. 2 matching exams, 1 obvious cheater, and he pointed at me. When they asked if I had anything to say, I walked to the front and set 3 pages down. This is the office submission log, I said, loud enough for the whole gym. My exam was stamped at 8:43. Colton's at 9:17, 34 minutes later. I turned mine in and left while he was still writing. You can't copy a test that doesn't exist yet. The board leaned in. Holloway's smile started to slip. This is my exam, I continued, holding it up. I write my start and end time on everything I turn in. And this, I pointed to the matching line, is a quote from a case we never covered. It's on my paper because I wrote it. It's on his because he copied it off mine. The gym had gone dead silent. One of the board members slid the 2 timestamps in front of Holloway. So you graded these side by side, she said slowly, and accused the student whose paper came in first? Holloway opened his mouth. Nothing came out. Colton's father stood up in the 3rd row, red-faced, and walked out before anyone could look. The board chair faced me. The accusation is withdrawn, she said, and Mr. Holloway will be continuing this conversation without an audience. Holloway sat back down in front of 400 people who'd just watched him try to bury me, and for the first time all year, he had nothing to say.